He-bears were not the only problem. If you found a good cave in the Stone Age, dry, warm, defensible, you were not the first to want it, and the previous tenant was rarely interested in leaving. We already talked about the bears. This is about something worse, because the cave hyena was not a scavenger that ran from a torch. It was the size of a small lion. It hunted in packs, and it lived in exactly the same caves that humans needed to survive the winter. Meet Crocuta spelaea, the cave hyena, bigger than the hyenas alive today, powerful enough to crack the leg bone of a mammoth and eat what was inside. And it did not see early humans as a threat. It saw them as inventory. Here is what the caves tell us. Archaeologists dig down through the floor of a single cave, and they find layers. One layer is full of human tools, flint blades, charcoal, butchered bones from human meals. The layer above it is full of hyena droppings and gnawed bones, including sometimes human ones. Then human tools again, then hyena again. That is not two species living far apart. That is the same address changing hands over and over for thousands of years. A cave was not a home you owned. It was a property you were currently winning. Think about what that means in practice. You spend weeks finding a cave. You move your group in. You build a fire at the entrance. Partly for warmth, mostly because fire is the one thing the hyenas genuinely respect. Someone has to keep that fire alive all night, every night, because the moment it goes out, the entrance is just an open door, and on the other side of the dark, there are eyes. The fire is not decoration. The fire is the rent. And the hyenas were patient. They did not need to win the fight at the entrance. They only needed you to make one mistake. A sick member of the group, a child wandering too far, a hunter who didn't come back before dark. The hyenas kept score, and they were very good at math. So why didn't humans just kill them all? Because the cave hyena was not a lone animal you could ambush. It was a clan. Sometimes dozens of them, coordinated, with their own dens and their own young to defend. Attacking the clan meant losing people you could not replace. In a group of 20 humans, every single person mattered. You did not trade lives to win a cave faster. You waited, you held the fire, and you made them decide it wasn't worth it. And here is the part that should sound familiar. The hyenas had the bigger teeth. The hyenas had the numbers. The hyenas had the speed. Humans had almost none of that. What humans had was fire, planning, and the ability to coordinate 20 individuals into one defensive system. That is the entire human strategy, compressed into one cold night at a cave entrance. We did not outmuscle the predators. We outorganized them. Sometimes it still wasn't enough. Some of those caves have a final human layer, tools, a hearth, signs of a group living there. And then to nothing. Just hyena. The fire went out and it did not come back. Those people lost. That happened. It is part of the story too. But across thousands of years, across thousands of caves, the species that kept the fire going more often than not. That is the one telling this story now. The hyenas did everything right. They were bigger, faster, stronger, and there were more of them. And they still lost the long game, because the apes at the entrance figured out that a fire, watched in shifts by a coordinated group, beats teeth. So the next time you sleep behind a locked door, in a heated room, with nothing in the dark waiting for the lights to go out, remember that this was once the hardest problem your species had, and someone in a cave, holding a torch against the eyes in the dark, solved it. One night at a time.